We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass. They're criminals. It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped. This may be the opening volley. God bless America. We got this trinket here with some kind of swirling silver spirit dust. The bald eagle and the American flag, and Mrs. Nugent, the queen of the forest, is in the house. Shemaine, I love you. This is a difficult day because it's early in the morning on, what is today? It's today the 31st day of 30th day. And last night, a horrible helicopter and plane crash occurred in Washington, D.C. So as upbeat and positive as we aspire to be each day, we really have heartbreak today, don't we?
Yeah, it's a terrible tragedy, and there's a lot of questions. And first of all, our hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to not only the victims and their families and friends, but also the first responders that are risking their lives right now, trying to search for people and bodies. And it's a terrible tragedy. And we want answers. How in the world did a Black Hawk helicopter fly into a commercial plane?
Yeah, you know, this is a reminder that life has a flurry of unsuspected but guaranteed sucker punches in life. So thank God every day that you have your health, which we are obligated to pursue, make America healthy again. But that's a new battle cry. Hasn't making our lives healthy been a battle cry since the day we met?
Yes.
And since way before that, you were already Miss Physical Michigan or some damn thing.
Detroit's most physical female. I was actually, Detroit's most physical female. And then when I met you, I was interesting because I had never met a guy who didn't drink or smoke.
Whoa,
and
that's
I had
that
to go to
Detroit.
the rock and roll industry to find somebody that didn't drink or smoke. So
well, what we're talking about here is that thank God every day that you can get up and you're mobile and you're healthy. But I think this emphasizes this new critical primary battle cry for quality of life, and that is to make America healthy again. So once again, our thoughts and prayers are going out to all the victims of this recent air tragedy, an air disaster with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter with state-of-the-art safety, radar, and early warning systems, and the masters of Black Hawk helicopter capabilities crashed into an American Airlines commercial jet, killing all 64 on board, with the claim, I'm paraphrasing, the claim of 3 U.S. Army helicopter master pilots dead in the Potomac River. So yes, realize that these kinds of things can happen, even though they're inexplicable. You can't explain, as Shemaine just mentioned. I've been in Black Hawk helicopters with master pilots over Afghanistan and at military bases in America. Those are some outrageous aircraft that take masterful expertise and knowledgeable pilots. And I've been in Huey helicopters shooting coyotes in the Texas desert from a U.S. Army Huey helicopter. I've been in Chinooks over Afghan and Iranian war space, manning a Mathews 50 caliber out of the ass end of a Chinook. So I've been in these environments, and this is important to note that billions of passengers have flown on American Airlines without getting hurt. They have a wonderful track record, but it's a reminder that sucker punches and death is around every corner. So let's maximize our health as we're trying to confirm Robert Kennedy Jr., who only wants to make America healthy again, get the chemicals out of our food and medicines, quit letting the communist Chinese make our medicines and our seeds and our fertilizers. And he's being resisted. If that doesn't tell you all that the real America voice with Ted Nugent's Spirit Campfire and Shemaine's Faith and Freedom is the most important responsibility of an American and all human beings, but only in America do we have a First Amendment. So raise your healthy voice. Thank God that you are alive today and you haven't been sucker punched with a cluster clank of horrible circumstances and make your family healthy today. Shemaine's got a new book, Abundantly Well, that is, I understand, #1 in its category. Abundantly Well. Yes, I'm promoting Shemaine's new book. But as families are grieving what I believe is a totally inexcusable air crash, you can make a choice today to have a healthy, happy day. Shemaine, share with us some of the exchanges and communications you've had on Your Real America Voice, Faith and Freedom, and on the streets of America, and when you go to work out and when you teach dance lessons and stuff. How simple is it to make a proper, responsible, healthy choice in this world today?
Well, it's one of the things that RFK Jr. is bringing up and acknowledging the fact that they're poisoning us. They're poisoning our food source. They're poisoning our skies. They're poisoning our water. They're poisoning the soil. They're coming after pets and pet owners in the state of Virginia. They want us sick, unhealthy, and dead so that they can control everything. But here's what RFK brought up, and I've heard other people bring this up too. This is a spiritual war. And I also write about that in my book. This is spiritual warfare, because you could be in great shape, look great in a bikini or Speedo, whatever. But if you don't have that peace inside that only God can bring, if you don't have faith and hope, then you're not truly healthy. So we've got my book, Abundantly Well, approaches health from a mind, body, and spirit perspective. Every day, it's a 40-day journey. Every day, you're going to get something different. And I want to be that person, that cheerleader that walks alongside you. If you've never worked out before, get this book. I'm going to help you every step of the way. If you work out all the time, like I do, there's still room for improvement. There's still challenges in our food. And I bring up some things that people might not think about that are contributing to them being sick. For example, I can't wait to hear your perspective on this. Toxic plug-ins or scented laundry soap.
Can you believe it?
That gives you headache, upper respiratory symptoms, and yeah, it can even contribute to that dreaded C word, cancer.
Yeah, let me continue my battle cry for being as healthy as you can. You obviously, venison is the ultimate protein and nutritious, beneficial rocket fuel for the sacred temple available to mankind. So if you don't hunt and you don't fish, even though the fields and the waters are toxic, but it's less toxic than anything that's authorized by the Food and Drug Administration or the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And people criticize me for condemning those agencies. I condemn the FDA. They are out to poison us and to make us subservient and reliant upon a corrupt, criminal, big pharma and drug-producing fake fix-it industry that obesity, heart disease, cancer, it's an industry. Think of, as we're sitting here, Shemaine, there are still parents out there that serve their children Lucky Charms that is 100% chemical poison. Nothing in nature has those colors. Well, those are proven carcinogens. And finally, the FDA says, well, we're going to finally ban red dye number 5, but not for 3 years. Right. So in other words, the government says you can continue to eat poison and chemical warfare for 3 more years because they're so part of the industry that is getting rich off our sickness and our death. So let's make sure you communicate with your elected employees and tell them, confirm Robert Kennedy. Yes. I'll fix him on the Second Amendment because he's all wrong about that. But he's right about being healthy and not putting poison. Poison is everywhere.
And they're going after him because he's spotlighting the fact that they are putting poison in Lucky Charms.
It's crazy.
But not in other countries. Why are those ingredients banned in other countries, but not in the United States? Does Big Pharma play a role? Yes. They want us to be complacent and sick and unhealthy. And that's why my book, actually, I was banned on Twitter for about 3 years, even with Elon coming back, because I dared during the pandemic say, hey, go out and get vitamin C from the sun. Yes. Eat an apple a day, exercise more, watch what you're putting in your mouth. If you're buying food that's in a box on a shelf for months or even years, is that really food?
It's
or
not
fuel
food
for your body? So we promote healthy living, and it's not always perfect. We like Ruffles and Fritos.
Yeah, we do have occasional
but
Ruffles.
It's got to be. You want to tell them what we have Ruffles with?
Yeah, caviar. I know that the highfalutin folks out there, the tooties, they like to have caviar with the creme fraiche and the little biscuits. We like it on Ruffles. We're like the hillbilly redneck caviar people. And we only do it once or twice a year.
It's got to be balance. You got to have balance in your life. You can't eat all clean 100% of the time, because who knows what's in the lettuce these days. But we do enjoy 80% of eating clean and healthy,
90%,
and organic,
yeah.
90%, and 20%, or 10%. We like those Ruffles with caviar.
Yeah, if your food can't run away from you, swim away from you, or fly away from you, it's not food. I swear to God. But this is the greatest hunting season of my life. Now, have I killed more big bucks this year? No, because big bucks don't mean anything to me. They're just a little. You kill the big buck. She kills the big bucks. Well, I've killed some big bucks,
yes,
but mostly I get happy with a good arrow. Or look at Sadie and Coco and Jackson in the duck blind. Just to shoot a mallard for my dogs makes me so happy.
Worthwhile.
And you breast out that mallard or that wood duck or that widgeon or that gadwall or the green-winged teal that I got this year, or that sprig, or whatever kind of creature you breast out. A dove, the white-winged dove, the mourning dove, the quail, the woodcock, the grouse, the pheasant, sandhill crane, Michigan, it's food, ribeye in the sky. The best food in the world. So get Shemaine's book. We'll be back with more. We got General Mike Flynn coming on. Be as healthy as you can, a force to reckon with in your American dream.